what you whisper. They have lost their protector.
Wakanda Forever stands as one of the most emotionally charged and thematically rich films in the Marvel Universe, shaped not only by its story but by the real-world loss that influenced its direction. The movie expands the world of Wakanda while carrying a deep sense of mourning, resilience, and cultural pride. From the very beginning, the tone makes it clear that this is not a typical superhero sequel focused only on spectacle. Instead, it is a story about grief, legacy, and responsibility, showing how a nation and its people cope with the absence of a king who symbolized hope, strength, and unity. Wakanda itself feels like a living character, breathing through its traditions, technology, and spiritual beliefs as it struggles to move forward without its protector. The story takes place after the death of T'Challa, a loss that shakes Wakanda at its core. The nation is forced to confront not only emotional pain but also political vulnerability, as powerful countries around the world attempt to exploit Wakanda's resources, particularly vibranium. Queen Ramonda steps into a more prominent leadership role, projecting strength and dignity while carrying unimaginable grief. Her presence anchors the film, representing the emotional backbone of Wakanda and its refusal to bow to external pressure. The absence of a Black Panther creates a power vacuum that raises a haunting question throughout the film: who will protect Wakanda now? Shuri's journey forms the heart of the movie. Once known for her humor and scientific brilliance, she is now consumed by anger, denial, and sorrow. She struggles with the loss of her brother and rejects traditional beliefs, especially those tied to the ancestral plane, because they cannot give her what she wants most. Her arc is deeply personal and human, showing grief not as a single emotion but as a storm of pain, resentment, and confusion. The film allows her time to break, to question herself, and to evolve, making her transformation feel earned rather than forced. Nakia represents a different response to loss. Having stepped away from Wakanda in the past, she returns with quiet strength and compassion. She believes in protecting people beyond borders and often challenges Wakanda's isolationist mindset. Her role brings balance to the story, reminding everyone that empathy can be as powerful as strength. Okoye, loyal and fearless, remains a symbol of honor and duty, yet even she faces moments of doubt and failure. Her arc highlights the burden of loyalty when traditions are tested and leadership is uncertain. The film introduces Namor, ruler of the underwater kingdom of Talokan, as a complex and commanding presence. He is not portrayed as a simple villain but as a protector of his people, driven by centuries of pain, survival, and rage toward the surface world. Talokan is revealed as a hidden civilization with its own vibranium-based culture, rich history, and deep spiritual roots. Namor's motivations are rooted in fear of colonization and destruction, mirroring Wakanda's own struggles, which creates a powerful parallel between the two nations. This similarity makes the conflict more tragic and morally layered. As both sides believe they are fighting for survival, the clash between Wakanda and Talokan escalates through political tension rather than random violence. Namor sees Wakanda as a threat because it has revealed vibranium to the world, risking exposure of other hidden civilizations. He gives Wakanda an impossible ultimatum, forcing them into a war they never wanted. The conflict explores the cost of leadership and the devastating consequences of choices made out of fear. Action sequences are intense but purposeful, always tied to character decisions and emotional stakes rather than empty spectacle. Visually, Wakanda Forever expands the Marvel aesthetic with striking imagery. Wakanda remains vibrant, advanced, and culturally rich, while Talokan offers a breathtaking underwater world inspired by ancient Mesoamerican influences. The contrast between the two civilizations emphasizes the theme of hidden power and the idea that greatness can exist beyond what the world sees. Costume design plays a huge role in storytelling, reflecting grief, tradition, and identity. Especially through ceremonial attire and battle armor, music and sound design elevate the emotional weight of the film. The score blends African and Mesoamerican influences, creating a soundscape that feels both epic and intimate. Silence is also used effectively, allowing moments of grief to breathe without dialogue. These choices reinforce the film's respect for loss and healing, making certain scenes deeply impactful without relying on words. The trailer gave audiences an early sense that this movie would be different. Rather than focusing on jokes or fast-paced action, it emphasized emotion, legacy, and tribute. The imagery of Wakanda in mourning, Shuri's pain, and the looming presence of Namor set expectations for a serious, reflective story. The trailer avoided revealing too much, keeping major character developments and emotional turns hidden, which allowed the film's biggest moments to land with full force. In terms of release, Wakanda Forever arrived as a major cinematic event, carrying the weight of fan expectations and emotional significance. It was positioned as both a continuation and a farewell, honoring what came before while opening doors for the future. The timing allowed audiences to experience it not just as entertainment, but as a collective moment of remembrance and celebration of what Black Panther represented. The film also plants seeds for the future of the Marvel Universe. New characters are introduced with care, not as distractions but as meaningful additions to the story. These characters represent new perspectives and possibilities, suggesting that Wakanda's legacy will continue through different paths and protectors. Rather than rushing to replace T'Challa, the film respects his absence, making it clear that legacy is not about replacement but about inspiration. At its core, Wakanda Forever is a story about how people and nations survive loss. It acknowledges pain without rushing past it and shows that strength can come from vulnerability. The film refuses to offer easy answers, instead embracing complexity, forgiveness, and growth. By the end, Wakanda has changed, its people scarred but wiser. Carrying forward the lessons of their fallen king, Wakanda Forever succeeds not because it tries to outdo its predecessor, but because it understands what made the original meaningful. It blends spectacle with soul, action with reflection, and mythology with humanity. The result is a powerful chapter that honors the past while carefully shaping the future, leaving a lasting emotional impact that goes far beyond the screen.